Hi there everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at this. This is Flywoo's naked GoPro Hero 9, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through all of the key features of this naked camera on the bench and some of the differences between Flywoo's version of this naked GoPro Hero and one that you might build yourself. We're going to be talking about who this camera is right for and how it compares to other cameras like the GoPro Hero 10 Bones, and hopefully helping give you the information you need to make up your mind if this camera is right for you. This camera was sent to me by Flywoo free of charge, but I've had no compensation for making this review video, and Flywoo have had no editorial control on the content of this video in any way. So that said, let's get into it. Alright, so let me take you through this naked GoPro Hero 9 by Flywoo on the bench. And I've got the naked GoPro Hero 9 here, but Flywoo also do a naked GoPro Hero 10. That's very much the same. So hopefully what I'm going to tell you about this camera will also help you if you're looking at the naked GoPro Hero 10 as well. So Flywoo have taken the guts out of a GoPro Hero 9 and they have put it into this custom injection molded housing here. You can see it's branded Flywoo. And they've also added, and this is a key feature, a machined metal plate into this housing to add stiffness, robustness and durability to this naked camera, very much along the lines of what GoPro have done with the GoPro Hero 10 Bones. Now, with this naked GoPro Hero 9, they've retained the front screen, you can see that there, and also they provide the rear screen on this 3D printed mount. And this is really cool because this allows you to mount the screen, so there's the connector there, mount the screen to the naked GoPro, and it just clips into place there really easily. And then you can power the camera up and adjust all the settings, get all your framing right, everything you'd want to do with the rear touchscreen you can do. And then before you go fly, you can just pop the rear touchscreen off the back and then you're ready to go. They've got power buttons and record buttons on the back in basically the same position as on the Hero 10 Bones. And they've added a fan here, which is a great feature. This blows air into the housing to keep the GoPro cool. And that's really important, particularly when recording at the highest frame rates or highest resolutions. The boards inside can get really hot, and if you're flying in a hot environment, it can actually cause the camera to shut down. You're not going to get an issue with that. With this little fan blowing air in and keeping everything cool. Flywoo have added their own little electronics board here, and that is going to allow you to power this little camera from battery voltage, so you don't have to use a regulated 5-volt supply like you have to with some naked cameras. This naked GoPro Hero can be powered from battery voltage, and it can be run from up to 6S battery voltage. So the regulator in here is capable for up to 6S voltage. So if you're using this on a little micro, like the Venom H20, I'll put a link in the description to my review of that little quad, or on a larger 5-inch quad with a 6S battery, you're going to be absolutely fine. And you can just plug that in there. Flywoo actually provided me a couple of these power cables, so you can just solder these onto your battery leads or the battery voltage on your flight controller, and then this plug is just going to plug really easily into the naked camera to provide it with power. And you can also add, if you want to, a line into this plug to start and stop recording from a switch on your flight controller if you wanted to do that. But I would suggest you just use the record button on the GoPro and just check on the front screen that it's recording before you go fly so you don't lose any footage. Also provided with this camera is a couple of mounts for the naked GoPro so that you can convert from the mount that Flywoo have on this injection molding to some other common mounts that you might have on your quad. Don't know if this will be useful, depend on the exact quad that you have, but you can always 3D print your own as well. The lens cover on this camera is removable. It's just a friction fit, and I would have really liked to see something just a little bit more positive, maybe a clip fit. It's a small criticism, but this is a friction fit. It does feel pretty tight. I mean, it's quite hard for me to sort of take it off if I push it on properly. But this is obviously a clear lens cover to protect the lens of the camera, but Flywoo also provide this kit of ND filters as well. So if you're someone who does a lot of video outside, you're going to know that you need an ND filter to get the right amount of motion blur. So you just pick the one that you need for a particular shot and you just press fit it on like that. And then you're good to go. And there's a whole range here from ND4 up to ND64 and also a circularly polarized filter as well. So the final thing to talk about is the price. So this naked camera is $400 at the time of this recording. And if you want the screen as well, that's going to set you back another 50 bucks, bringing it up to about $450 for the whole package. If you also want the ND filters, that's going to cost you about another $9, so not too much more for those. If you're looking at the Hero 10 version, that's $569 at the time of recording. And if you want the touchscreen for that, again, it's 50 bucks, which takes it up to about $620 or so. That is a little more than the cost of the Hero 10 Bones, but the naked GoPro from Flywoo is actually a bit lighter. Comes in at about 44 grams, and we'll put it on the scale in a second. And of course, you can get this additional touchscreen, which really helps. And with the fan and the extra aluminium, I think that in terms of durability and heat dissipation, it's probably the equal or even possibly superior to the GoPro Hero 10 Bones. Okay, so let's pop it on the scale now. So the naked camera is 44.4 grams, exactly as Flywoo said. And not that you would ever fly with it, but the screen takes it up to 66. But obviously you're never going to have that screen attached when you're actually flying. So the flying weight is 44.4 grams for the naked Hero 9. And I would imagine very, very similar for the Hero 10 as well, given that the internals are pretty much identical. All right, so that brings us to the end of the video. And as always, the question, who is Flywoo's naked GoPro Hero 9 and naked Hero 10 right for? Well, let's start off with the pros. This is a really great rendition of a naked GoPro. The addition of the machined metal plate inside is going to add a lot of durability and rigidity. And the addition of the fan is going to make sure that even in very hot weather, you aren't going to lose any footage because the GoPro is shutting down because it's overheating, even when recording at high resolutions and high frame rates. In terms of weight, this is much, much lighter than a regular GoPro and also lighter than even the GoPro Hero 10 Bones. So if weight matters to you because you're looking to fly on a really small quad, then this naked GoPro ticks all the boxes. It's available globally rather than just in the US. So wherever you are in the world, you can get hold of one of these, and it has ND filters available so that you can record in all different lighting conditions and get exactly the right motion blur, the right look that you want. What are the cons? Well, the cons are that the ND filters are friction fit rather than locking, so there's a small risk that if you don't really push them on, they might come off in a particularly hard crash, although I never experienced one coming off when I was testing it. The screen on the front is potentially an area that might get damaged in the crash compared to something like the Hero 10 Bones, which doesn't have that screen, so it can't get damaged. But also the screen is a positive feature. I mean, the fact that you can have both a front and a rear screen for this camera really helps with setting it up, getting all the settings right, getting the framing right, particularly if you don't want to get your phone out and pair it and use the app and all of that kind of stuff. Other cons, as far as I'm aware, there's no warranty available on this. So if you're thinking you're going to be crashing it really hard, that could be an issue. Really, a naked camera like this is not ideal for flying in a way where you're going to crash often and crash hard. It just simply won't survive. And that's been true of every naked camera forever. And I don't think this is going to be any different to that. In terms of cost, the Hero 9 is significantly cheaper than the GoPro Hero 10 Bones, the Flywoo Hero 9, although it doesn't come with a Real Steady Go license. So if you need to buy that additionally, that's going to be another $100. But if you already have a license because you've bought a GoPro in the past, then that's going to be a non-issue for you. If you're looking at the Naked Hero 10, that's significantly more expensive. It's about the same price as the Hero 10 Bones, or perhaps a little more, but then it is a little bit lighter and you have the options of the screens. So if the screens are important to you, that's going to be a big benefit that would make you choose the Flywoo Naked Hero 10 over the Hero 10 Bones. So who do I think this camera is right for? Well, I would say if you already have a GoPro Hero 9 or Hero 10 or Hero 8, and you have a Real Steady Go license, but you're looking to capture the same type of footage on a smaller quad, and you maybe don't live in the US, so the Hero 10 Bones is not even an option for you, then this is really a great buy, a great option. And if that's you, I'll put a link down in the video description, which is an affiliate link. I'd really appreciate it if you'd go through that link when you buy the camera. I'll get a small commission and it won't cost you anything, and it's a way you can support the channel. Who is this camera not right for? I would say it's probably not right for someone who's buying this as their first action camera to put on a quad. I would probably suggest something a little bit more durable, particularly if you are expecting that you're going to crash a little bit. Maybe a full-size GoPro, maybe one of the less expensive ones. You could get a Hero 7 or Hero 8, one of the older versions. Or something a bit cheaper like an Insta360 Go or a Runcam Orange. You're only really going to want to spring the extra money for the naked GoPro if you really need that higher quality footage. And for experienced pilots, amateur professionals, or professional pilots who fly Cinewhoops, I think this is really a no-brainer, because you're going to get the fantastic quality footage at the lightest possible weight, which is going to be key for getting the flight performance of your quad dialed in as good as it possibly can be. So that's my thoughts on this. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to end the video with some footage from my recent Venom H20 review, where I used that naked GoPro, so you can see the type of image quality that you can get from the camera, although if you're used to using GoPros, you already know exactly what it's going to look like anyway. That's all that I have for you for today. So until next time, I wish you all very, very happy flying. And if you do decide to get the camera, please use that affiliate link.